Hi everyone, today I'm going to interview Andy Mendelsohn, and Andy started a business called Awk Space, which is I think it's a wonderful idea, and why the hell I never thought of it myself, I do not know. I've been banging on about it for years with auctions. Andy, would you like to just explain exactly what it is?
Aucspace is a business that produces legal pack summaries for all the legal documents for properties and any lots at auction. We do them on demand, we do them beforehand, we do them, and we keep them up to date. So it's a tool that's there to help people with the difficult due diligence when it comes to deciding what kind of property they want to get. And the price point we've chosen is one that means that you don't have to sit there worrying about how much it's going to cost you to get a solicitor to look at the documents. They're there for you. You don't have to hassle anybody. And it's a process where we focus on that product. We're not really worried about too many other things.
No, I think, Andy, I have to say, it's a breath of fresh air. I'm sick to death of these solicitors who, I get people who I help through the auction process sometimes, and of course I was involved in auctions for many years, and the amount of times solicitors say, oh, that'll be £500, and the clients ring me up, or people ring me up and say, John, have you got a cheaper solicitor, because my solicitor wants £500 to look at a legal pack. Yeah. And by the way, I've got 3 I'm interested in buying. Which one do I get? It's madness. And everyone listening to this must, if you're buying at auction, you must get the legal pack looked at by a professional, which is exactly what you are, Andy. And you're doing it at a very, very sensible cost as well, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah. So we have, we only use solicitors to do this. We don't, no disrespect to paralegals. The people that we use have got experience in specifically this area and solicitor experience. We're not offering legal advice. That's really important that we tell people that what we're doing is we're taking all the documents and we are going through and extracting all the information that we possibly can and making it digestible and understandable and clear.
Well, yeah, I have to say, I've been dealing with solicitors for 40 years, and I've never got it done for the price you negotiated. So you're far better negotiator than me, Andy. That is for sure. And even my solicitor still, who I do an awful lot with, I work with for 30 years, he still charges me more than that. He loves it when I turn up and say, can you look at this in the next hour, please? So. It's such an important thing, and I cannot understand why no one else has thought of this before and done it, because this is going to change people's confidence in auctions. The one thing people tell me, oh, I don't like auctions because I don't know how to read the legal pack. I said, well, you mustn't read the legal. You can try and read it, but you still must get a solicitor to do it. That's one of the 3 things. My other 2 things, of course, are go and look at the property, because you can't believe how many people are that stupid not to look at the property before they buy it. And secondly, make sure you've got the money lined up, because half the people haven't got the lined up either, but that's another story. So have you got, how many auctioneers are you working with at the moment, Andy?
We work with every auction that's out there. Direct working with so far with Stretton's and network auctions. So this is, we're a new business. Our goal now is to get in there, persuade auctioneers that what we're doing is good, that what we're doing is the right thing, that we're not going to be producing rubbish. So one of the things for us is, qualities is, our reputation lies on how good the product that we produce. If we make mistakes, then our reputation's down the drain. So we are producing a solicitor quality product, something that is as high as we can make it. So we've got those 2 right now. We've got to persuade a lot of auctioneers out there that we want to have a button on their site, because that's our point. That's our point of contact with the customer. And we've got 2. We're expanding. Yeah.
Sorry, Andy. And can you cope? How much can you cope with? I mean, you've got Auction House, who, of course, I'm very close to, as you know. 3,500 properties they sell a year at auction. I mean, how realistically, how many can you cope with? The whole country, or how do you deal with that?
Well, so far, if we were fully flooded with properties, the most we could deal with is probably around about 400 a month. But that's because we only currently have 4 solicitors. The plan is that by March time next year, we'll have 10. So we want to be covering 1,500, 1,500 a month. That gets us to probably more than 50% of the market.
I know. It's amazing, Andy, how small the auction market still is. It's something like 2 or 3% of the whole housing market.
That's
and
right.
people don't appreciate how small it really is. And I think that's a great effort. I mean, if you can get to 50%, I think that's a tremendous effort. And tell me, if someone's looking at a property in an auction that you're not currently covered, can you help them still, or can you do that, or is that not possible at the moment?
So our original goal, the way we were planning the business out pre-COVID, was we will pick one auction, we'll go to the auction house, we'll have a stand there, we will do all the lots in that one auction, and we'll work that way. But because there are no ballroom auctions, we have to completely rethink our strategy. So we started off with a few. Now what we do is we take as many auctions onto our platform as possible. So far, I think, I'm not quite sure how many we've got in the next month, probably 10 we've got listed. And then what we have is a buy now button, or a prepay button. So if you want it and you click, or you request it, then we know straight away. And if we know you want it, and especially if you paid up front for it, we will guarantee that you'll have it. So our aim is to do what the customer wants. So doing all the lots and auctions not necessarily worthwhile, because you and I both know some lots will get withdrawn, right? Some lots won't have the legal pack in time anyway. There'll be some very, very complex commercial properties that really we should take a
specialist,
specialist. So we don't want to do those, but we want to do the vast majority. And so now it's, we're doing all of Stretton's, or I think we're doing most of Stretton's. And also, Andrew Brown, the auctioneer at Stretton's, is really aware of the fact that we really should be working on the ones that are the most interesting ones and the most important. He helps us by telling us these are the ones I would do first. So we pick them, we do them first, and then when people ask for them, we start to top up. And we keep up to date as well. So that's the other very important thing, because you can have your solicitor, who by the way is going to charge anything from 250 quid to 750 pounds for looking at the damn thing. And then 3 days later, another bit of information comes in, and unless you're really on the ball, it could be the day of the auction even, and you cover that within an hour or so, don't you? Which is fantastic. So we don't just, people think that we've got some automated system that does this. No, we do a lot of this by hand, right? So we have someone who watches everything. I mean, like you do, you're going to watch the listings at EIG, you're going to go to every site you can, you're going to keep track of everything. We do the same. So we register for every single lot, which means we get told when a legal pack gets updated. We then take it and we do it straight away. So you bought bought our summary, you get told. You don't have to come to us. We go to
and Andrew, Andy, tell me when there's someone's purchased it through the auction, and they've had your legal pack as the confidence to buy your legal pack and use your legal pack, is that legal pack that you've checked and everything else, is that then compliant with to getting a mortgage? Is that
not yet. No, I mean, it's a legal pack. It's a summary of all of the documents.
Yeah, exactly. So they still need to use their solicitor afterwards, is what you're saying. But of course, they then not wasting their money because the solicitor, they've purchased it and they've got 28 days to sort it out to complete.
Exactly. And we've done as good a job as any solicitor, if not, without any disrespect to solicitors. We've done the sterling job that we think we need to do. We also have a very good quality control system. So we have, it's not just one person. We have at least 2, sometimes 3 people looking at legal pack summaries before they go live, before we publish them. So we're very conscious of making sure that we're giving good value for money, and that the person who's bidding can have confidence in what they're reading and know that what we've done is we've replicated what's in the legal pack, basically.
I mean, I have to say, you're going to be the auctioneer's best friend, aren't you?
Well, I hope so.
Well, you've got to be, because at the end of the day, the one thing holding people back at auction is the fact they're nervous about getting the legal pack, read by a professional at sensible price, at a price they can afford. And £500, which is what a lot of solicitors are charging, it's not affordable. No. Just remind us again what you're charging for this service, please.
We're charging £95, including VAT, for a legal pack summary for each one. we may change that in the future. We may do bulk orders. We may do subscriptions as well. So, the other thing from an auctioneer's point of view is because we're covering a lot of auction houses, people come to us and they'll go and find another auction, and they'll go and find another property on the basis of the fact that we list them, and we have a search function. So, and we found that happen. So I think we sold one from an SDL auction that came via a Stretton's auction. We had Auction House London also, another lot that got sold via a Stretton. So these are people who are looking at Stretton's, they're going, oh no, there's some interesting stuff over there, let me have a look at that. And they then can pull the legal pack summary down, they then can go and look at the lot itself, and then go to SDL or Stretton's. The other thing we want to do, I know you haven't asked this, but there's a bit that's about lots that haven't sold. Okay, so what we want to be able to do is say, okay, we'll have an unsold lots page. This is going to come in the future. That unsold lots page we're hoping will be interesting to people, because people will be able to say, okay, that's finished. We're going to need cooperation from the auctioneers to get that right. But the auction's finished. I can download the legal pack. Do I want to go to the auctioneer, straight to the auctioneer and say, I'm interested? I hope that'll be interesting to the auctioneer as well.
That's very interesting to me, Andy. Can you get that done as soon as possible, please?
I'll try. You know what?
Because I tell you what, buying after auction. I just bought the one in Birmingham I mentioned earlier after auction recently off Allsops. A lot of dealers only look at what hasn't sold in an auction. They don't run around looking at what might sell. They wait till afterwards and they look to see what hasn't sold. And again, that's a great service that you're offering. Andy, I wish you very much all the very best with it. At last, someone with some sense has moved into the legal pack market. And I'm, for one, absolutely delighted. And I'm sure there'll be thousands of people across the UK who will be more confident about buying an auction because of you and your company, Andy. So thank you very much indeed.
Yeah. So the other thing is that we do a weekly at Property Tribe. So we have a weekly Property of the Week. So people want to know what we're producing, have a look at our Property of the Week on Property Tribes, and then they can see a legal pack summary for that lot for free. That's a current auction lot.
That is very clever, and you and I are both great fans of Property Tribes, I know, and it's they offer a great service, and I'm delighted that you're working with them, because I think all the good guys, as I said before, we all need to stick together and help each other. And Andy, thank you very much for talking to me today. Very much appreciated.
Thanks for talking to me too. Thanks.